Active Investor here, bringing you another independent analysis. This time we're taking a look at ticker symbol VCEL. That's Vericel Corporation. The chart we're looking at today is a 15-minute chart. Each candlestick on this chart representing 15 minutes of trading. We go back to the start of the after-hours trading yesterday into the pre-market today. That's going to be the left-hand side of this segmented line and the right-hand side, respectively, up until the market open, which of course is this black area here with the volume all boosting up. Obviously more volume during the trading period than the after hours and pre-market, up until the first 30 minutes of the close. So right off the bat, you can see for pre-market, or for after hours rather, we had a nice push in volume right here and some big green candles setting us up. So you can see we have 4 white lines on the chart, actually 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white lines on the chart horizontally. Those are going to be our pivot points, areas of support or resistance or vice versa. So let's just kind of label those first. So the first one we're looking at is $3.10. Next line right above that, $3.50. Next line above that, and getting into our candles, is $4.13. Moving along, right above that one, we have $4.35. And then we have one more pivot point to go over. The very top of resistance is $4.63. Now this is actually based on historical data from way back. Let me take a look. Give me one moment. Way back around March and even April, when we were trading in that range. So we have historical data there, and also some data from May, all the way from March to May, right about. And then we gapped up today, closing at 57.69%, and the high of the day we were up closer to 70% even. So this thing's back into this higher level. Now we want to know if it's going to be bullish or bearish coming up. So let's take a look at that. So right off the bat, the first thing I want to do is draw a trend line, an uptrending line, and we can see 2 main areas where we take a look at that. So going from this candle, the next area we would kind of have is that bearish candle. That's really where this thing dipped. So we had our original boost right here, where we started this uptrend rather, and then we hadn't been close to it really. We pushed up, we didn't really sell off and come back down until about an hour into the trading period, where we dipped down here. Now interestingly enough, if you bought on this dip, you got at the lowest point. So if you had this trend line drawn from way pre-market, you had these levels of support, you would see that this thing was dipping down to the trend line. And not only that, but it was dipping down to the 50 period moving average here on the 15-minute chart, which is a very strong moving average. It's actually my favorite. The 50 SMA is my favorite, and on the 15-minute chart, it's pretty strong. So it was dipping to the trend line. It came to the 50-period average. It could have been a dip by there, and surely enough, if you got in there, you ended up getting around 360 or 370, depending where you got filled. And right after that, it didn't even come close. We had a nice bullish candle here, almost a pin bar, setting this thing off, and it came back around. An hour later, we had a bullish cross on the averages right here. They converged, crossed bullish, and then that's where we had the push to the high of the day right here. So you could have sold for a very nice profit there, about 435 to 463, depending on where you sold. Not quite 463, but close to it, maybe about 455 from about 360. So indeed, very nice profit if you made that trade. I'd say that was probably the easiest trade that you could have made on this thing. Not necessarily the easiest, but it was well laid out. It followed technicals nicely, and it would have been a very nice profit. Aside from that, there were other areas that they traded, but after that high of the day, it really sold off and it didn't come back. You can see it fell under the trend line, and you can see actually these 2 candles here and here, they both got denied at that trend line that we had drawn from these 2 points. So after this candle, the trend line was solidified. From here on, you would kind of be speculative on how arcing it would be, but once you had this, it was already set. So once it came back down here, it was actually confirmed to be an accurate trend line by the 2 candles that got denied at that exact area. And then after that, it was just downtrending the entire day. It wasn't really popping. It was more so channeling, but it was in an overall downtrend intraday from the high of the day there. So it was actually a pretty easy read. And then if you actually go down to the RSI down here at the bottom, you would even see it went oversold, which is bearish. When it's oversold, we don't want to really be looking at it. Like, it went oversold. Let's see. Here's where both averages went oversold, and you can see a very bearish candle there. And then it came to that other candle, made the low of the day, where it bounced off that we were already talking about. And you can see when that happened, it was oversold, so it was still bearish. But right after that bounce, it crossed bullish. So that was the area to buy. You know, if you waited and you waited for the cross on the RSI, you still would have gotten it at a good price. Or maybe a little bit higher though, about $3.80 to $4 as opposed to $360 or $370. So you paid a little bit of a premium, but you had the confirmation with the RSI going out of oversold. Now, it wasn't bullish until it went overbought. So if you held it until overbought, you would have held until the candle right before the high of the day or the high of the day candle. Remember, this is a 15-minute chart, so this was broken down a little bit differently on the 1-minute chart. But overall, it reads its technicals very well today. It had good volume, and I would say that I'm not going to be looking at this for a day trade tomorrow based on this trend line. I'm going to set an alert for 435 to see if it breaks above that trend line again for a potential breakout. But as of now, I'm more bearish on this thing for tomorrow. But again, we just need to break this trend line to get bullish again. So set some alerts for that. That's what I would recommend. And then, you know, if it gets bullish, you'll be alerted. If not, you can kind of ignore it. Move on with other trades. Sometimes that's the best thing to do. And that's all I have to say about VCEL. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please like, please subscribe, and please stay tuned for more content like this. And of course, you're always welcome to join us on our chat room at activeinvestors.net. We'll see you around. Have a good one.